This is another anatomy moment, said Dr. Marcacius. How? It doesn't involve an object, I asked. When I use the term anatomy, I mean I want you to notice things that haven't been noticed before, Dr. Marcacius explained. Ah, okay, I said. Do you notice anything else? Hannah asked. I then scanned the room. 1, 2, 3, all high, I said, pointing to the ceiling fans. Something you haven't noticed in other rooms, said Dr. Marcacius. I then looked around more. Yeah, I don't think I can find any more, I said. It's okay, I think you have found enough here today, said Dr. Marcacius. Did I find more or less over what you wanted me to? I asked. About as much, answered Dr. Marcacius. Are you sure you don't want me to find more? I said. Try to, but if you fail, you fail. The only purpose of this exercise was so I could jog your brain to help you find to help solve the answer to the riddle, said Dr. Marcacius. I failed you, or I failed to find more? I asked. Find more. Sorry, I should have made myself clear, said Dr. Marcacius. I'll still look, I said. The rest of the half hour went really quick. When it was up, we explored the rest of the conservatory, and I had another object anatomy moment when I discovered that the labyrinth in the outdoor children's garden only made left turns, and that when we left the conservatory to go to the secret spot. So, where are we going? Hannah asked. After we left the conservatory, just south of the train tracks, I answered. How far when you say just south? Hannah asked. Far than the conservatory is, but you can still see them from the secret spot because they are elevated, answered Dr. Marcacius. Why do you ask? I asked. Do you not want to go? George asked. No, I was just wondering, said Hannah. We then walked under the train tracks, and it was about 5 minutes south from there, but I am used to it. This is it? Hannah asked. Yes, answered Dr. Marcacius. How do you remember this spot? Hannah asked. We're between these 3 trees, I said, pointing to the trees by us. I see, said Hannah. There's also the view of this pond to the south, I said, pointing at the pond. We love it here. This is why we need to sleep here when we needed to escape our mother's wrath, and we had more meetings in here too, said George. So Marcus, why isn't it exactly you wanted me to know about this spot? Hannah asked. Because we are getting to the point in this project to save Mom's life and figuring out who the return is, and with my relationship with you getting stronger, that if the return is trying to spy on us, you could get involved, which is why I brought you here, Dr. Marcacius explained. Oh, I see, that makes sense, Hannah said. To summarize what he said, we brought you here for your involvement with us, I said to Hannah. I totally understand, said Hannah. The next thing we need to do is think about the riddles, Dr. Marcacius said Dr. Marcacius. Hold, is this going to turn into one of your meetings now? Hannah asked. Yeah. Yes, answered Dr. Marcacius. Cool, I haven't seen one of those, said Hannah. Beautiful day to have one too, said George. Yeah, yep, there is not a cloud in the sky, I said. Let's go back on topic. So let's get back on topic, said Dr. Marcacius. Okay, I see. Okay, I said with glee. Any ideas about solving the riddles? Dr. Marcacius asked me specifically. I think we need to look at things inside Robbinsog, I said. You better mean objects when you say that, said Dr. Marcacius. You bet I do, but don't talk to me in that tone, I said. Sorry, I should have worded that better, which is a side effect of autism altogether, said Dr. Marcacius. Apology accepted, I said. What objects do you think we need to look at? George asked. Whatever the riddles answer to, I said. Doctor, did you bring them with you? No, I left them in Robbinsog because I think they would be easier to solve in Robbinsog if they answer to objects in Robbinsog, I answered Dr. Marcacius. I then pulled out my phone and dialed my dad. Or you, Dr. Marcacius, was asking before I put my finger out to shush him. Then the phone picked up. Hello? My dad asked through the phone. Hi, Dad. Where are you right now? I asked into the phone. In Robbinsog, did something happen? No, I was just wondering where you were. Why? That was when I realized I made an error, and that was when I hung up. What on earth made you think that was a good idea? Dr. Marcacius asked. Marcus, don't go too rough on him, said Hannah. Don't worry about it, Hannah. I got this, said Dr. Marcacius. Okay, said Hannah. You know what? I now realize that was a bad idea. I'm sorry if I just caused a security breach, I said. Thank you, said Dr. Marcacius. Look on the bright side. We are not going to an asylum, said George. Why would you need that? Hannah asked. Okay, maybe a meeting right now is not the best of ideas, said Dr. Marcacius. We should probably head back to Robbinsog, I said. Do you know what you were looking for? Dr. Marcacius asked. Yes, I answered. Then I know this meeting isn't pointless, said Dr. Marcacius. Sorry if I interfered, said Hannah. It was totally fine. It really is Sam's fault because he was the one who may have caused a security breach by accident, said Dr. Marcacius. Okay, said Hannah. Let's head back to Conservatory Central Park Drive Station, said Dr. Marcacius. We then began walking back toward the station. What a nice day today was, said George. Yep, said Dr. Marcacius. I then saw Dr. Marcacius and Hannah wrap their hands around each other's back. I think it is going to be very progressive for me, I said. I think so too, said George. I think about that to you for you, said Hannah. Thanks, I said. I now really began to notice how nice Hannah is to others. When she says something, she really means it instead of just saying it to be nice because she is my brother's boyfriend and he wants her to be nice. I think this is the most progressive day we've ever had, and I was the one who made it possible by you all doing as I say. I think you have it the other way around, I said. Whoops, again, another wrong choice of words, said Dr. Marcacius. Are you sure you are not saying those things on purpose, I asked. Yes, but I have been having difficulty choosing the right words lately, answered Dr. Marcacius. Same here, but just because the words I choose make me sound like I have autism when I don't, said Hannah. What do you mean? Dr. Marcacius asked. I mean my words sounded too juvenile lately, answered Hannah. I think that is because of your social anxiety, Dr. Marcacius said. I think you're right, said Hannah. We then scanned ourselves into the train station, and it wasn't even 30 seconds after we arrived on the platform that a Green Line train heading toward Cottage Grove appeared. George, I didn't know how nice you look with your hood down, said Hannah as we were pulling out Conservatory Central Park Drive Station. Gee, thanks, said George with a bashful accent. I then saw Dr. Marcacius whisper something into Hannah's ear. I didn't bother to eavesdrop or ask what he said. It is starting to get dark. I better head back to my parents before the evening rush comes in at their bar, said Hannah. You don't need to transfer until Staten Lake, Dr. Marcacius said. I know, I was just wondering to give you a heads up, because I know that most autistic people like that, said Hannah with a smile. I know that, said Dr. Marcacius with a little chuckle. Can I ask you a question? I asked Hannah, just out of curiosity. Sure, answered Hannah. Was this your first time in Garfield Park, I asked. Yeah, actually it was. I almost never left my neighborhood when I was younger, and I almost never traveled on any L line other than Red, said Hannah. Why to both? I asked. Everything I need is off Red, and my social anxiety is why I never left my neighborhood, along with the fact my parents don't like leaving my neighborhood because of how LGBT friendly it is, said Hannah. Does that include the Loop? I asked. Yeah, I was almost never in the Loop because of how crowded it is. No offense, because I know that you live inside it. I have no desire to live there at all, Hannah said. That depends on if Robbinsog is still in the same spot by the time you marry me, said Dr. Marcacius. We then laughed and for the rest of the way on the Green Line toward the Chicago Loop.